Welcome back, and let's go ahead and start off with our current temperatures around the area. Waking up to some chilly temperatures once again, down in towards the mid and upper 40s for most of us. 43 degrees in Macon, 42 in Mount Pleasant, our coldest, and 47 right now in Ottumwa. So we are dealing with those chilly temperatures. You may need a light jacket as you're headed out the door this morning, but you won't be needing it in the afternoon, as we are expecting a lot of sunny skies and some mild temperatures in towards the mid 70s is what we are expecting, and it's going to be a little bit of a warm up compared to the last few days. So what can we expect heading through the rest of today? By 7 a.m. up towards about 47 degrees in Kirksville, 46 in Macon, and down to 44 degrees in Ottumwa by 7 a.m. And as we head in towards those mid-morning hours, in towards the lower 60s across the region, 64 the warmest in Centerville. By noon, we're creeping up on that 70-degree range, still just in towards the upper 60s outside of Mount Pleasant. And as for 2 p.m. in towards that 70-degree range, finally 72 in Ottumwa, 70 in Kirksville, and then by 4 p.m. we're looking at high temperatures ranging into the mid and lower 70s, 72 in Kirksville and 74 in Ottumwa. We could see some areas getting up towards about 75, 76 degrees as well, but we are looking at some rather warmer temperatures pushing into the area, but still below the seasonable average for this time of year. As for tonight, we're going to watch temperatures fall back down in towards the mid and lower 50s. Right now, we're looking at the coolest temperatures being about 52 degrees with mostly clear skies and winds out of the south-southwest at 0 to 5 miles an hour. The winds during the day today will be out of the due west at 5 to 10 miles an hour. So a very, very calm day today compared to yesterday, where we had some gustier conditions at times. As for our surface map, there's that high pressure system. It's going to start to build in, build out, and just kind of go back and forth throughout today and tomorrow. Really going to be hanging out around the Midwest. And as we prepare for that, we do watch out for this stationary front that starts to descend from northern Iowa, and that's going to help keep temperatures capped in at the lower 80s and upper 70s over the course of the weekend. Other than that, though, we're really not looking at much in the way of anything pushing into the area. So we're going to see a little bit of some cloud cover late Friday night. Otherwise, though, we're really looking at some dry conditions. But let's talk about Hurricane Irma. So still dealing with a Category 5 hurricane, wind speeds well in excess of 180 miles an hour, but that pressure center is a little bit higher. We were running something earlier that was talking about it's at 914 millibars. Millibars are what we use to measure pressure in the atmosphere. Right now, current models are indicating it at 921 millibars. So it has a higher pressure. It means it's a little less has less strength than it did earlier in the forecast, but it's still a Category 5 hurricane thanks to those wind speeds, still in excess of 180 miles an hour, and that's going to continue as it makes landfall on the Dominican Republic, where you can see right now it is just north of the island, still impacting it. You're still going to see areas receiving that storm surge of 7 to 11 feet, so it is going to be extremely dangerous throughout the entire Caribbean as this starts to push on in. And what we see here, all these lines are what we call spaghetti plots. It's a mix and match of every single weather model that we can use, that we have available to us. It takes the track of Hurricane Irma from each and every model and throws it onto one screen. And as it does that, it gives us an indication of what models are lining up with each other's, what ones are the outliers. And when you see a lot of them indicating very similar patterns, very similar areas that this storm is going to move, that's a good indication that we're actually going to see the storm going in that area. It's when we see cooperation between models, it's a good indication that they are seeing something that is occurring. So as this starts to slide north of the Dominican Republic and Haiti, it is still holding on to a Category 5 hurricane until it gets halfway through Cuba, right before it makes that sharp turn up towards Miami and in towards Florida. That's when it starts to descend down towards a Category 4 hurricane, still extremely deadly. And it is going to continue as a Category form as it makes landfall on the southern coast of Florida, just south of Miami. And as it continues its path up to the north, if it does head out farther in towards the Atlantic, we could see it gain a bit more strength as it pushes off in towards the Atlantic Ocean. Now, it is expected to die down to a Category 3 and then a Category 1 as it pushes in towards the mainland. So let's watch that track as it slides up the Carolinas, still holding on to that strength. However, as it starts to slide off towards the west, it does lose that intensity and it will eventually turn into just a tropical rainstorm. As of right now, though, our next chance for some rain is headed our way on Friday night. As for your weekend forecast, 81 degrees on Saturday, 78 degrees on Sunday. Now stick with us. Tech Bites is coming up next.